Hey guys, I'm Hayley Kiyoko, and I am here to tell you that it gets better. Honestly, I've felt alone my whole life, really, and that's something that I've really struggled with, feeling kind of isolated. I grew up isolating myself because I was living in fear of judgment from other people. Whether they would judge me or not, I was too afraid to take that chance to be judged. The people that I turned to, a lot of them were friends, and sometimes they were acquaintances. I get emotional thinking about it because sometimes your biggest fear is to be judged by the people that are the closest to you. And sometimes it's easier to open up to someone that's maybe not as close to you, just in case they react a certain way. And so that kind of creates this safety net and barrier. So I remember in 7th grade, I came out to one of my friends, but I didn't tell my best friends because I was too nervous. Her response was very okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, crying. And, every time I told someone and every time I came out, I was always very emotional because it felt very vulnerable, because it was very vulnerable. But it helped me realize that I was my biggest judge. I was judging myself. And as soon as I learned to not judge myself, the coming out process became a lot easier. I think it's important to celebrate National Coming Out Day to remind not only ourselves but other people that our feelings are valid and important and that we're not alone. I think a lot of the time we are going through our own struggle and we feel like no one else is feeling that way. And so it's nice to be able to be like, hey, I came out 5 years ago, or I came out yesterday or last year, and I went through the same thing you went through. Something that's always stuck with me is that I'm enough. I used to have little sticky notepads, or what are those called? Stick-its? Post-its, yeah. I had a little post-it by my bed and it said, you are enough. And I think a lot of times when you're trying to come out or wanting to come out to yourself, you don't feel enough because you feel different. And so that's really important to remind yourself that you are. If you're feeling isolated or alone, one of my little tips would be to tell yourself that you love yourself 10 times in the morning. I do it every morning. I wake up, I lay in bed, I close my eyes, and I say, I love you, Hayley. I love you, Hayley. And I know that sounds super cheesy and stupid, but it really helps me center myself and be gentle with myself and be open to whatever may come that day or obstacles that I may endure. So I encourage you to do that. For more stories of inspiration and for local resources in your area, please visit itgetsbetter.org.